If you took a map and drew a line connecting the island of Bermuda to Puerto Rico, Miami, and back to Bermuda, what would you have? There, right there. This treacherous triangle has been known for mysteriously devouring more than 2,000 boats and 200 aircraft over the centuries, known as the Bermuda Triangle. It does not even exist in practice for the US Navy, and the name is not recognized by the US National Committee on Place Names. This mysterious body of water is filled with supernatural, mystical stories and rumors. Is it possible that this imaginary triangle is evidence of alien activity on Earth? Only one thing is certain. Over the past century, the Bermuda Triangle has swallowed up many missing ships and planes. It was blamed for the deaths of hundreds of people. This area is not unusual for UFO sightings, strange flashes of light and paranormal phenomena. But what caused the planes and boats to disappear without a trace? Why do aviation and navigation equipment stop working? What can cause a compass to turn constantly and give out misleading parameters? What makes the radio mute and unable to communicate? To this day, there is no real logical explanation given for the mysterious phenomena in this infamous region, Bermuda Triangle. Contrary to popular opinion, the disappearance of ships in this area is not new. Historical shipping records have shown that the mysteries surrounding the Bermuda Triangle are much older than many people imagine. Since the earliest days of ocean exploration, sailors have witnessed strange lights and mysterious sights. Christopher Columbus was among the first to witness with his own eyes the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. An esoteric seaman and a respected sailor, his expedition to the New World was precise and meticulous. What is interesting, when the Columbus enters the area known as the Bermuda Triangle, he noticed that his compass had stopped working, and then saw a fireball plunge into the ocean. He witnessed strange flashes of light and unusual weather phenomena while passing through this area. So we can know that the story of the Bermuda Triangle is not just some modern legend, but has existed since ancient times, because humans have been recorded in that area. One of the more recent events related to the Bermuda Triangle occurred on December 5, 1945, when a fleet of 5 US Navy torpedo bombers disappeared into the air during a routine training session. The planes were well equipped and had been thoroughly tested before departing from Fort Lauderdale Air Force Base. According to the plan, the fleet would fly east 227 kilometers from Lauderdale Station, north 117 kilometers, then go back through a 225 kilometers journey and finish the training. But the team never returned to the base. 2 hours after takeoff, the fleet captain, who had been flying in the area for more than 6 months, reported that his compass and his backup compass had both stopped working, so it was unclear where he was. Other aircraft in the fleet suffered similar equipment failures. Ground radio checkpoints were contacted for help finding the missing team's location, but were unsuccessful. After a further 2 hours of mixed messages from the pilots, a disturbing radio signal from the fleet commander was received at about 7 p.m. In it, he was telling his comrades to prepare to leave the plane at the same time as they ran out of fuel. And that's the last communication with the radio checkpoint. So far, several ground-based radio stations have finally located the flight fleet somewhere north of the Bahamas and east of the Florida coast. Prior to the loss of radio signals, off the southern coast of Florida, Flight 19's fleet commander had reportedly said that everything looks weird, including the sea, and we are entering the whitewater. Everything looks abnormal. At 7:27 p.m., the Martin Mariner was dispatched to the area to search for the Flight 19 function. They were originally scheduled to conduct their own flights and training, but had to change their target to conduct a search of the Flight 19 fleet in square form. In the western area of 29 degrees north, 79 degrees west, PBM-5 Buno 59,225 aircraft were flown from Bahana River Naval Air Station at 1927. A periodic radio signal was received from this aircraft at 1930, but since then, no other signal has been heard. During the course of the investigation, the U.S. Naval Commission reported frequent sightings of greenish lights off the coast of Florida. Could these green lights have been the cause of the aircraft's disappearance? What bad thing could have happened here? In 1986, a fragment was discovered off the coast of Florida. When the search for the Challenger spacecraft was conducted here, this fragment was salvaged by aeronautical archaeologist John Meyer in 1990. He claimed that it was part of the fleet of Flight 19 aircraft, but could not give a definitive proof. In 1991, a rescue ship found the wreckage of 5 Avenger aircraft, about 180 meters below the surface on the seabed of Florida. But after inspection, it was determined that these were not Flight 19 planes. This opens up another unsolved mystery about the Bermuda Triangle. Few people have survived to tell of any anomalies that have occurred to them in the Bermuda Triangle. However, American pilot Bruce Gernon was an exception when he survived to tell his story. 1970, while Mr. Gernon, his father and a business partner were flying from the Bahamas to Florida, he reported seeing a strange cloud just in front of the plane. Then, as the plane neared, he declared that the cloud had formed a donut-shaped pit, or a swirling gust of wind. Mr. Gernon said he eventually flew out of the tunnel, and he contacted Miami Air Traffic Control, but they couldn't find his plane on the radar screen. After a few minutes, the air traffic control contacted him again to let him know that they had confirmed his position in the sky over Miami. Gernon found this hard to believe, because he had only flown for 33 minutes. And given his current position in the sky over Miami, he must have needed about an hour and a half. Did Mr. Gernon experience entering a different time and space dimension as he entered the vortex tunnel? We can make a long list of missing planes and boats, and no one has ever heard from them. They disappeared without explanation in the Bermuda Triangle. You can talk about USS Proteus. It was a United States Navy coal carrier that had been converted into a commercial ship. No one had heard from him after November 23, 1941, when this ship left the harbor at St. Thomas on the Virgin Islands. On his journey to a port on the east coast of the United States, the 165-meter-long vessel carried 58 people and a warehouse of bauxite ore for aluminum smelting. 2 of Proteus' 3 similar replacement vessels, the Cyclops and the Nereus, have also vanished without a trace in the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle are also believed to be responsible for the mysterious disappearance of more than 50 ships and 20 aircraft over the past century. On October 30, 1954, Flight 441 departed from Patuxent River Naval Air Station for Liges in the Azores, Portugal. There were 42 passengers in total. The last signal was picked up at around 11:30 a.m., and this was a routine signal to inform the current position of the aircraft. At the time, the plane was about 600 kilometers from the coast. Then, Flight 441 simply disappeared, and the disappearance of Flight 441 became one of the biggest mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle, or the Giaga Star Aerial, a British South American Airways owned passenger plane that went missing on January 17, 1949. This plane flew over the Bermuda Triangle When departing from Kindley Field in Bermuda for Kingston, Jamaica, the weather situation at the time of the plane's disappearance was beautiful and calm, and no fragments were ever found. All 7 crew and 13 passengers were missing. So what is the real reason behind the strange phenomena that have occurred in this Bermuda Triangle? Is it possible that the area has been affected by an alien species? Is it possible that this area was used by space visitors to come and go from the Earth? Does the Bermuda Triangle have a more logical explanation than one that doesn't involve extraterrestrial visitors? Is the Bermuda Triangle a portal connecting different dimensions of space and time? Why are missing planes and boats still a mystery? One thing is for sure. Until today, there is no single theory that can explain all the mysterious disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle.